Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to set up your product groups in GetGills. This tutorial is going to assume that you've already created an account, you've set up a store, and you've assigned some shipping methods to that store. So we're going to assume you already have something up here. If you haven't done that step yet, please go back and check the other video on setting up your shipping methods. So once that's done, the store is set up and you have some shipping methods assigned to your store, then we're going to set up product groups. Before we do this, I want you to know that the less groups you have, the better. If all the items you sell can be shipped together, then just create one master group and put all the items in that one group. But if you sell items that can't be mixed together, say you're selling discus that like it really warm, and you also sell goldfish that like it cold, and you just can't put them in the same box, then you need to create two separate groups. Or if you're selling dry goods that would damage fish and you don't want to put them in the box with your fish, then you would need to create two different groups. So there are scenarios where different items need to be shipped different ways, and that's where this comes in. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's call the first group warm shipping. And we'll use this to ship fish that like to be kept toasty warm, like angelfish, German blue rams, some apistos, things like that. So I send live fish priority and express, so that's what I'm going to choose. And I'm going to create that group. Bam, it's done. That's simple. Let's say I also sell goldfish though. Then I want a cool shipping group for the goldfish, which I also sell priority and express. And by the way, you can put as many groups in and call them as whatever names you want, but just remember, the less groups you have, the better. Let's say I also sell dry goods, and the dry goods I send ground because they're heavy and it's expensive to ship them, say priority or express. So I'm going to choose that as an example. Okay, now I have three different groups that I can apply to my items. So the shipping methods that have been set up tell the system how they're actually sent in the mail, what services we use. The product groups tells the system at checkout which items get packed in what ways. So that guides the system on how to pack the boxes at checkout. And in order for that to happen, we have to take these groups we set up and assign them to our items. So we click on My Store and we click on My Products. And let's say these are the products that I sell. Angelfish like it warm. So I'm going to go to the angelfish and click warm shipping. The next step is I need to come down here to box capacity and tell the system how many of this item fit in a shipping box. So my boxes are, I sell priority in a medium box and I send express in a medium box. Let's say I can fit 6 in each box. So 6 and update, 6 and very important, click the blue update button. If you don't, the system won't actually capture the change that you just made. Okay, now that's done. Let's say I also sell goldfish. And thanks to 54 Punchy for sending me this cute image of this goldfish for this example. Click edit to go there and then click the cool shipping option because goldfish like it cool. Let's say they're bigger than the angelfish, so I can only fit 3 in each box. So I'm going to put 3 and click the blue update button. Great. Now we come to a scenario where if I sell Danios are a really hardy fish with a wide range of temperatures, so I could put these in a box with angelfish. I could also put them in a box with goldfish. They would be fine either way. So I'm going to select both groups for this particular item. So if someone's buying angelfish and they want to throw some Danios in the box, they can. Or if someone's buying goldfish and they want to add Danios to the box, they can. The temperature requirements for shipping for both those kinds of fish will suit the Danios just fine. These are a small fish, so I'm going to say I can fit 12 in a medium box and 12 in an express medium box. All right, so that's done. Okay, now I have some dry goods. Here's an example of a dry good. And I want to ship these separate from the fish, so I'm just going to pick that. Now, if these were dry goods that could go with fish, that were sealed so water wouldn't damage the dry goods and were light or soft or something like a sponge, so it's not going to damage the fish, then maybe I would select these and let the customer add a sponge or whatever it is to the angelfish box or the goldfish in the cool shipping box. But for this example, we're going to say that's not the case. We want the dry goods to ship separately, so we're going to put them in their own box. And let's say I can fit 10 of those in a box. Okay? Now I've got that all set up. So what I have is a fish group, a product group for warm water fish. So the angelfish are in there. If I also sold German blue rams, then I would add those to the warm water group. If I also sold, I don't know, other warm water fish, I would add those to that group. I also have a group for cold water fish, like goldfish. If I sold, I don't know, native darters, like the rainbow darters from the United States, those like it cool. I would add those to that same group. So those would ship with goldfish. And then I have a dry goods group, which ships by itself. So if I send food, it goes by itself. But if I sold filters, I could put them in here with the food. Or if I sold, you know, different products that could go together, I would do that. And those are shipped dry goods, because that is a cheaper method. I'm sending those ground. But we come into this situation where we have river rocks. River rocks are super heavy, and sometimes rocks are sharp. And if I pack them with fish, they're going to bang into the fish, and that's going to be a big problem in shipping. If I pack them with dry goods, they'll bang into the dry goods, and they could damage them as well. So this is a situation where I'm selling an item, these rocks, that I don't want to send with any other item ever, because they'll damage the other items. So in that case, I'm not going to send these in any of these groups I've set up. I'm going to send these by themselves. So I'm going to bypass the groups entirely and say this one item should never ship with any other item because it could damage something. So I'm going to click this. Now this is going to ship by itself. This does not ship with other items. So these rocks are always going to go by themselves. And let's say that I don't want to send them priority. So I'm going to zero that out and press update. And I don't want to ship them express. That would be very expensive to ship heavy rocks express. So I'm going to zero that out and press update. I want them to go ground because they're heavy and it might be too expensive to ship them any other way. And let's say I can fit 3 packages of these rocks in a ground medium-sized box. Update. What this means is these rocks will never be sent with any other item, and they'll only be sent ground. Now, this is the only situation where you can zero a method out. If you have a group, you can't do that. And that is because the shipping methods have been assigned to this group already. So I can't zero out the priority medium. If I try, it'll just go right back to 3 because these have been assigned to this group. If I need to change the shipping methods for a group, I do that in the group settings, not here in the edit product page, okay? So if a group is assigned to an item, you cannot zero it out because then that'll screw up the whole group setup. But if something is not shipping in a group, it's shipping all by itself and you don't ever want to combine it with any other item in a box, then you can zero these out. And that should go by itself now. Now let me show you why we're doing this. Oh, but before I do, I want to show you how to set up free shipping. So go back to the groups. Let's say that I want to offer free shipping to my clients for certain items if they spend a certain amount. So in warm shipping, I'm going to open that up. Let's say if they spend $50, if there's $50 worth of fish in their cart in the warm shipping group, then I want to send them for free as an incentive to my customer. Now, to do that, we have to assign which of these free shipping methods we're going to use. So all the shipping methods we use in the store will appear here, and we have to select the one we want to use. Well, I'm not going to ship live fish ground, so I won't click that because ground's too slow and they could die. I don't want to ship free fish express because express is super expensive and I can't afford to send them free if I'm sending them express. So I'm going to pick priority medium. So if someone buys $50 worth of fish from this group, the warm shipping group, so of either of these items, then they'll get the item shipped for free via priority mail. That's what that says. Now you might say, but my margins aren't that good. I can't ship them for $50 for free. That's fine. Just make it bigger. Make it $150, let's say. And when you do that, what you'll see here is instead of like cool shipping with none under the free shipping amount, warm shipping, they'll ship for free once they meet the $150 minimum within that group. Okay? Now, if I click something down here, it's going to automatically click it upstairs under the shipping as well. See that? It clicked here too. So be aware of that. Now I'm going to unclick these because I don't want to send live fish ground. But that's just one quirk of the system, because if it's going to be sent free, well, if they only spend $125, then it can still be sent ground, just not for free. So clicking here automatically fills up here too. Now, if you don't want your item to ship for free, don't put any value there whatsoever. If you put a 0 there, that means it'll ship for free all the time, like even if they only spend $1. So don't put a 0 there. Don't put anything there unless you want it to ship for free. Okay? Now, I want to show you why we do all this. This is what the customer experiences at checkout with this group system. So the first thing it does is it tells the customer which stores they're purchasing from. So I've added some things to the cart. Some are from Dan's Fish, some are from Pez Aquatics. The one from Dan's Fish qualifies for free shipping, and the customer knows that because right here it says this group offers free shipping options when the group order is $100 or more. And then it tells the customer your current total is $85. It looks like we're missing a 0 there. We'll fix that. So the customer knows, hey, all I have to do is spend $15 more and I will get free shipping. So they might click here and add something else to the cart. Now they qualified for free shipping, so that notice goes away and it says you're going to get one box for $0 because they've qualified, and it tells them how full the box is. It's still 69% empty, so they might go back and add more to the box. Now, if I don't qualify for this anymore because I delete this item, then that goes away and they'll have to pay for shipping, $20. So if you set up something for free shipping, this is what the customer sees at checkout, and that's how the system kind of guides them through so that they know what's going on with that. Here's another store, and they have two different groups. The first one is a single item, which they have clicked this item does not ship with other items and just bypassed all the other groups because they don't want these Opisthococcatoides double reds to ship with other items. And they're selling them in lots of 3, which fills up the box. So that's why this is not grouped with anything else, and that's what it looks like to the customer if you click that single item option and bypass groups at checkout, like we did in the example with the river rocks. This seller is selling some other items, and they can be put together. In this case, there's some guppies and some cories, and they'll fit in one box for $14.95. The box is 16% empty, so it's almost full. And so the customer knows they're not wasting a lot of space in the box, right? So then they'll click review order, and they enter their credit card number, and they can check out. So that's why we set up the groups and things, so that at checkout, it helps the customer pack their boxes, know if the box is full or if they maybe want to add some more items to the box so that they don't waste shipping money, and guides them through the process. Okay, now the last thing before we wrap this up is to show you what happens if you delete a group when you have items in that group. What happens? So if we go to the cool shipping group, for example, and we decide we want to delete that, well, the Tinwini will be okay because they're also in the warm shipping group. We added those to that group with the angelfish. But the goldfish will be deactivated as an item because then it will no longer have a shipping method attached to it because it doesn't associate with any group at that point. So if we delete this, here's what happens. one or more products were unpublished when the group was removed because they had no other group assigned, visit your products page to assign these products a new group and publish them. So we can click on this link to do that, or we could go to my store and click my products to do that. But what we see here is that this is no longer an active item because there's no way to ship it. So no one will be able to see this for sale on the getgills.com website if they're browsing to look for things to buy. So in order for this to list for sale, it has to have a group assigned to it so it can ship to the customer, and right now it does not. So just be aware of that if you delete a group and there are items in that group that have no other group assigned to them and therefore no other way to be shipped to your customers, they'll no longer be viewable by your customers as they browse getgills.com looking for fish to buy. They won't disappear from your products group. You can still find them here, and you could still edit this and add it to another shipping group, or create another group and then assign this to that, or whatever you need to do. But just be aware, if you delete a group and you have an item in there that doesn't have any other group assigned to it, that item will be deactivated and no longer visible to your customers. So you might need to take some action to rectify that. If you have any questions about this or about using the getgills.com website in general, please feel free to reach out to me, dan@getgills.com. I'd love to help you get set up if you want to put a store on getgills.com and start selling with us. And thank you for being with us. Thanks for using getgills.com. And until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.